Nevadans are battle-born, but lately we've been tested like never before. So when COVID came to Nevada, Senator Cortez Masto went to work. She got loans for small businesses that saved 500,000 Nevada jobs and worked with President Biden to provide stimulus checks and tax cuts. Senator Cortez Masto got new funding to keep Nevada's first responders on the job, too. Call Senator Cortez Masto at 202-224-3542 and tell her to keep delivering relief for Nevada. Paid for by Majority Forward.
What makes McDonald's McCafe iced coffee so good? Is it the bold flavor? That splash of cream? Because you can get it just how you like it? Unsweetened or with your choice of caramel, French vanilla, or hazelnut flavored syrup? Or because all you have to do to get one is hit up the McDonald's drive-thru? Let's go with all of the above. When you're ready for a break, get a medium McCafe iced coffee for just $1.69. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Freedom Watch's citizens' grand juries continue. We'll be having our 13th session, lucky 13, tomorrow at freedomwatchusa.org and crowdsource the truth. We're going to continue with the indictment of Dr. Anthony Fauci and the Communist Chinese for releasing a bioweapon, contrary to some groups and others who claim that they're doing work on this right now. We've been talking about this for a year and a half. And we haven't just been talking about it. We brought class action lawsuits in Dallas, Texas, and Jerusalem, Israel. And in fact, the case in Dallas, Texas, after the Chinese refused to accept service of process on several occasions, it's now going through. Process will be affected. That case will be going forward. But what is also going forward is the American people's understanding that if the government is moving its mouth, it's lying. We cannot believe anything we hear from either Democrats or Republicans. And the fact that the Republicans now and Fox News are talking about the release of the COVID-19 virus from the Wuhan lab a year and a half later is only because the Republican Party is dead. It's on its back. It needs an issue, and so does Fox, to bring back its conservative viewers, which it lost after it stabbed President Trump in the back during the last election. But this points out the total lying by our government, the use of the FBI and the Justice Department as Biden and Harris's own Gestapo to quell any dissent, any opposition to its leftist lurch to socialism, communism, atheism, and every radical ideology. It's why we need a third Continental Congress. And I urge everybody to go to freedomwatchusa.org, sign up for our third Continental Congress. If you're a veteran or if you're a student, you get in free. It's in Philadelphia from July 5th to July 6th. It's very, very important. And during the 245th anniversary of our nation's freedom, the Declaration of Independence, because that occurred during the Second Continental Congress, this is the third, give you an opportunity to see the real United States, Independence Hall, where it all began, and where we need to take a new government back by and for the people. Because as it says in the Declaration of Independence, when in the course of human events, the sovereign, the rulers no longer represent the government, they have a right, the people, to alter or abolish that government under the laws of nature and nature's God, and to form a new government by and for the people with equal rights for everyone in pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. We're going to have a lot of very important people, in quote, because you're important too, at that conference. And we're going to discuss how we go forward with a new government, independent. Forget about the so-called government in Washington, D.C. It doesn't represent the American people. All three branches of government are corrupt to the core. I wrote about that in my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry, which you'll get free if you come to the event. I'll do a book signing. We'll sign it. We're going to have other great people there that'll sign their books. And of course, you know, you'll get a hat, you'll get a pin, and you'll get other things, a T-shirt, commemorating the fact that you're a part now of American history. You cannot repair the broken and corrupt system that exists in Washington, D.C. anymore. It's beyond repair. It's constant lying. I don't believe a word that anybody says. I really don't. You can't either after all these years. I write about it in my book, It Takes a Revolution. Forget the Scandal Industry, which you can get at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all major booksellers. And for a contribution of $50 or more to Freedom Watch at freedomwatchusa.org, we'll send it to you for free. But we need your help. We need the funds to exist. We just don't get mostly documents and crow about it. We bring hard-hitting cases. We fight back. We bring citizens' grand juries. We start a movement to form a new government under the vision and creation of our founding fathers. And we need to rise up right now. As the subtitle of my book says, get up off the couch. Forget the scandal industry. It's just an industry for Fox News. It's just an industry for many others who claim to be patriots, but there are very few patriots in this country. You can be one of them. And the few patriots that we have can make a difference, just like our founding fathers did when they coalesced the colonies, when they brought them together, when they convinced them to risk everything to form a new nation on July 4th, 1776. So go to freedomwatchusa.org. Sign up for our third Continental Congress. Be part of American history. Renew this country. And if you think it's just going to go away, if you think the racism against the majority, against whites, if you think the crisis at the border with massive immigration, with drug dealers and sex traffickers coming across the border, if you think that the foreign threats from communist China and Russia are going to go away, if you think that the way your kids are being taught in school is going to go away, turning them into socialist, communist, atheists, and self-hating whites in particular, learning to hate yourself, if you think the anti-Semitism in the streets with Jews being attacked like occurred in Nazi Germany is going to go away, if you think that our so-called Justice Department will not continue to be used as the personal Gestapo of Biden and Harris and the left, then you live on another planet, maybe another solar system. It's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. And if you think you can sit there and just smoke a cigar and have a scotch or gin and tonic or whatever, or go play golf or go play tennis or whatever you do, and if you think you can retire and just forget about it, then maybe you have another 10 to 20 years left to live. Think about your kids. Think about your grandkids. Think about future generations of Americans, as Jefferson and Washington and Franklin and the others did. They didn't have to risk everything. The colonies were extremely rich. They were doing well, but they knew that under King George III, that there would be hell to pay in the future, that there would be a dictatorship, and that people would no longer be able to live freely. So they risked all to form a new nation. Someone's calling me right now. I can't expect that it's probably anybody that has anything much to say, but I have a lot to say. And I want to tell you, you have to rise up and you have to fight against this tyranny, because if you don't, your children and grandchildren will be living in a communist hellhole. And we already are 90% there. That's my message for today. Rise up, join our Third Continental Congress, and take this country back before it's too late for you and your kids and grandkids. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, remember that the Father and Son only help those that help themselves. Thank you for listening to me, and stay safe, and take this to heart, because if you sit there and do nothing, all will continue to be lost. God bless you.
Nevadans are battle-born, but lately we've been tested like never before. So when COVID came to Nevada, Senator Cortez Masto went to work. She got loans for small businesses that saved 500,000 Nevada jobs and worked with President Biden to provide stimulus checks and tax cuts. Senator Cortez Masto got new funding to keep Nevada's first responders on the job, too. Call Senator Cortez Masto at 202-224-3542 and tell her to keep delivering relief for Nevada. Paid for by Majority Forward.
Whatever you're funny, Peacock's got it exclusively. Bears beats The Office on Peacock. Stream every moment from Dunder Mifflin and explore bonus extras and exclusives. Plus, if you're looking for more classic hits, you can stream every episode of Parks and Recreation, 2.5 Men, and every season of SNL. In the mood for something brand new? Check out Peacock's original comedies, The Amber Ruffin Show, and Saved by the Bell. Whether you're craving a new binge or familiar fave, you can find tons of comedy hits on Peacock. Get started for free at peacocktv.com.
Nevadans are battle-born, but lately we've been tested like never before. So when COVID came to Nevada, Senator Cortez Masto went to work. She got loans for small businesses that saved 500,000 Nevada jobs and worked with President Biden to provide stimulus checks and tax cuts. Senator Cortez Masto got new funding to keep Nevada's first responders on the job, too. Call Senator Cortez Masto at 202-224-3542 and tell her to keep delivering relief for Nevada. Paid for by Majority Forward.